self-sufficiency. I don't think that's exactly what it is. And I think that hanging on to that could potentially undermine your ability to synthesize the parts of the project that I think are working for you, or could work for you.
Well, Mark, let me ask you this. Given this discussion, I mean, how do you feel about that idea? You know, do you think the research has pointed you to certain things that you think are captivating enough on their own to make the investigation worthwhile? Or do you feel that once, you know, if you abandon that idea of quote-unquote self-sufficiency or whatever, that, you know, that's a sort of lost now?
With water, you go by getting more invested in cities, and those two go up and up, and everything else is just full of comparison.
Well, and I think to me, you know, when you talk about something being exciting and interesting, then I think that's telling you that that's where your energies are best, pun intended, are best served right now. And to say, you know, I've gone through this investigation, I've come to this summation with regards to this question of net zero. And knowing that now, you know, I can reframe. And what I've learned is telling me that these are the drivers, the fundamental drivers, that pose the potential to yield a very compelling result. And more importantly, a result that's going to grow from a topic that I want to understand even better, because this to me is very fascinating.
So we'll call it net as good as it can get. No, almost.
Well, and I think that maybe part of the discussion just goes back to, you know, as you talked about in that first semester research, which actually the thing is, the truth is that most of the research that you saw today has happened this semester. There was, you know, a tremendous sort of study of the generators for those different generations of skyscraper development that Mark defined. And, you know, the idea was that a skyscraper would be the fully self-sufficient thing. And maybe that's not the case, but the thing you said that did carry over, that tied back into that, is when you said that the real driver of the skyscraper is going to be technology. And it could be that development could branch in even a number of ways depending on which technology become primary driver.
That's the question.
And it may be that you're not, you know, developing the conclusive answer that ties them all together. But again, as part of this, you know, that huge book you're going to write, and, you know, your PhD studies about all the other systems, maybe the first step is to take the wind and water and say it's the same in terms of energy, in terms of the impact of the skyscraper. And I'd be curious to hear from Ralph and Mark if they think I'm sending down a hopelessly destructive path here.
No, hopelessly destructive, but explicitness is everything. Specificity is everything. I can offer something that's really supportive of all the comment so far, just been absolutely on money. Even, you know, economically, programmatically, assuming that this is the last time I'll ever see the farm, anything related to farming, because I think it's suited that more. And that's it. But I was thinking about your poetic vision of the last skyscraper standing in black, or lit in black. So what are some of the remarkable pragmatic relationships to that dream vision? Well, this whole kind of hyper awareness of security, disaster, these sort of things. So the federal government, state government has an interest in your skyscraper if it's going to be around in a disaster. What are some of the highest revenue generating entities in an urban area like Chicago? I could think probably hospitals or hotels or something that's dealing with transient conditions and critical conditions in one way or another. Now, I don't know, a hotel is a critical condition, but it's a transient one that allows a premium to be charged for every square foot. Yeah. And so even using the same, I would say, metric discipline to look at the energy ratios and generative possibilities, use the same for the economic perspective or the programmatic perspective on this. And you don't treat program or energy or economics as any more important than anything else, but you look at them together. And you bring them in synthesis so they help each other out. Then I think it's potentially a brilliant project. You've got so many things, so many specific things, more than enough specific things, coming together to lead to a new and remarkable result. But as Philip said again, requires commitment to all of this. And I know, just having participated in conversations that, you know, you have an expansive mind and you want to say, well, but what about this, or why not that? I think you have to suspend that kind of broad questioning and question in a much deeper, focused manner if you want to have a strong, clear result from your research and the building site. That's not that hard to do, and in fact, it's really thrilling to do that. I consider it like a form of incredible freedom to be able to bore deep into something and have physical demonstration of your thinking processes that are at play here. So I think it's a worthwhile cost and, you know, worthwhile effort. And if one of the practical outcomes is you actually want to get a job, do a tall building, well, I think if you can achieve those things, that's something that you'll take to other offices and they'll say, wow, you're thinking in this way? I just interviewed 99 other people who just have really beautiful renderings of tall buildings and urban farms this way. Those are cliches now. Everyone has those. But you're onto something that's not cliche if you get into it. Actually, pretty remarkable. Who's talking?
Let me just say briefly that I think the Skyscraper dual is something that's coming up. So that plus the notion of trying to find again these beneficial identities, again, you know, linkages and the juxtapositions and cross-currents that actually exist already and actually may give you already in context. Because we've been thinking about program. It really matter what goes here. We just about occupancy. So the thing is, if you want to put this in some kind of readily understood social economic framework, then you look at an established program like hospital, whatever, and say, okay, this is directly relevant to these vital functions we want to have in the city that are already beneficial. You can even branch out to a right now, sort of through books. Then I guess it could be less about building form and more you take existing technologies and you work them into either new building or existing building. I guess that's another question. But I think because I'm the one, you know, I'm not here because I'm expert at all buildings or sustainability. So I'm going to try and keep you honest about making it relevant to people at the end of the day, right? So yes, so making the skyscraper, we're not going to kill it. We're going to make it key. So we can do these things, but they do have to be really relevant. So if there's one component that actually has relevance on program, so much more the better. We're not talking about doing yet another, I don't know, massive office building with a hotel and 5 sports museums.
It shouldn't be couched in that.
Yeah, because that seems to me like it's at it. It's going to be last year's news. So the applicability of this, I think, gets to be very interesting. So, and whether or not you went with a second building form is a good discussion we'll have in the committee. And whether or not that's something about your mind that has been dealing with. The depth is actually really.
And when we built the Chicago window, who's the Chicago window?
Well, I should know, like the idea,
It's that.
the building,
Yeah. A tall building that's 1/3 a windmill in downtown Chicago. Is anyone going to say that's a bad thing to pursue? I don't think so. It's there for you to pursue, and that's just a part of the other things you're putting into play with this energy sort of thing. We've not yet seen that. I've not yet seen anything like that. And I don't think it's that dreamlike to prevent you from pursuing it quickly. Just going in there, working.
I think you're probably going to find that the thing is going to have to go through iterations. You know, to be able to say, okay, here's draft one. Now let me run an analysis on it. Let me sort of look at it and see what it's really doing. And you know, based on that, then, well, what changes do we need to make? And you know, that I think allows you to kind of start honing in on what this thing really be and start delving into that level of detail that Phil was talking about, how these pieces come together and they create a scheme for the building, which now starts to work with the information you got about, you know, parametrics and what does that mean? You know, how does all this now start creating the aesthetic byproduct of real thought, not fashion, but the aesthetic byproduct of this level of research and integration.
I've looked in pretty great depth with the work of either Rogers or Thesis. Both of those two do technologically based architectural
Very much. I would add Sauerberg and Putin out of Germany.
But you know, the thing about Thesis is really accessible. You just, even the way they think about moving through a building, you know. And so do your wind studies that, it has to be more logical. I mean, do your wind studies that look at increasing the potential of the wind. As it starts to change the shape of the building, then you have to cross-analyze it for sunlight depth and occupancy ratios. That's it. That's enough right there to do the whole project.
Yep.
I love Ralph's comments about your work. I sense from you, Mark, maybe a smolder frustration with not what we're saying to you, but with your own
research in terms of where it might take you. And what I would try to walk away from tonight is an encouragement that what you're doing matters. It matters to you, it matters to us, but it also matters to our profession and this industry. And you could, quite honestly, be doing this stuff for the rest of your career, right? and that your career started here with this inquiry, with this interrogation, with this research, is really quite a worthwhile thing tonight, and it's a worthwhile thing for you to continue to make actions and reflections on over the course of the next 10 weeks. But your work won't end in 10 weeks. It may be this very satisfying career for you. So I would try to look at how you could parlay this into something much longer in terms of what you can contribute to our profession.
Is that going to be a good conclusion?
I think so.
I'm pretty good conclusion.
You know what you're doing, right?
Every day.
Oh, no, ask again, though.
You know what you're doing. You have a direction. You have a series of tasks in your head. Do you know what steps you're about to take? Right? If in your doubts, go back and extract Mason's process and apply it to yours, because that one is malleable enough. Just look at the steps, look at scales, what's looked at what, look how synthesis occurred, look how output was proposed, look at the iterations. Right? Because that's what you do. You don't. We look at that as 5 steps. You've done step 1. Right? But you don't have help. You have to do step 2. Okay? You have the blueprint, you know how to do it.
Good sage advice.
Margaret, do we visit again in 10 or 11 weeks? How does this work for Margaret? I mean, I'm a little, I know I asked you about this, I remain a little confused, because we had reviews like last week, and we're having this one tonight.
This is special for Mark.
It's hard to be an extraordinary, or at least exceptional person, so are we doing something like this again in 10 or 11 weeks?
Well, this was very much at a critical moment to make the best use of the next 10 weeks. So if we do meet again, it will be to see
So the answer is maybe.
I mean, if you feel like what you had as an admission for tonight was met?
It was fantastic.
All right.
No, it was very, very clear,
All right.
clear commentary.
You heard the same thing from everyone.
Yep,
In some fashion or another.
exactly. That's what makes it valuable. If you didn't meet beforehand, figure out that we're all going to do the same thing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yay. Good planning. Ready?